Hello and welcome back to the channel. Back to 2d6 Realm, episode 2. Still here in Tailspire and Arkenforge. 2d6 Realm was created by Toby Lancaster. His link is in the description. After the last video, I actually got to 100 subscribers. So thank you very much for being here. We're starting off. We are round 1 of month 2. I've healed and everything from the previous month. One thing I forgot, new playthrough of a new system. I forgot about the roll on the 5 plots or more table, and I did that. Let's switch over here to Arkenforge. Our shrubland was 5 plots or more, and so the 5 plots or more table, there may be features found in these larger plot areas that can be drawn onto the map. If you roll a plot area or plot string that has 5 or more plots, resolve an additional encounter on this table after you have rolled the initial land type encounter. So we did our initial land type encounter, but we didn't do this one. In the distance you hear a voice, and it seems to be moving towards you. A man in a tattered gray robe comes into view. He approaches and seems agitated. He exclaims that this is sacred land. Pick one plot in the area and it cannot be built on, as the agitated vicar remains, scaring people off. Well, we did find wine, so let's put the agitated vicar near in the plot that has the wine hole, and then we can't build on that part, which means we need to update the land log and take 100 points off of the shrubland. All right. We'll close the land log. We'll open our house register because we have round 1 extra health for the building, and close that. So we can't build there, which there's a nice little barn there and the vicar living there, scaring people away from building. So let's go for exploring. Let's head out this direction and see what kind of terrain we have over here. I think I'm going to start rolling it on screen. I'll draw it off screen, but I'll roll it at least. That way I can do stuff in order. We're going to find out what kind of land it is, how big it is, and then if it's owned. 2-2. That is a burnt woodland. Is how many spaces big? It is 4 spaces large. We'll fill in all 4 of these right here. And then let's see if it's owned by somebody. That's a 3. It is not owned, so it will be our burnt woodland. I did rearrange some things. Meant to talk about it sooner. I changed title claim area to title claim name, and then the area I put over here in the middle with for how many spaces we own. And then I gave us a population counter. I moved wellness and temp wellness numbers up here into the top, and I swapped the combat round and year columns sides so that when we are in combat, the monster card doesn't cover the combat round display. Positive and negative influence on wellness. I was going to make another sheet so there's plenty of room. I haven't done that yet, but it's here for now. It'll swap sides. For 7, many of the trees here are just husk. Blackened shells. Smoke rises from a central area where fire seems to want to take hold again. Flames appear and you must retreat. You realize it could spread. Roll a d6 for each square. For every 6 you roll, add extra burnt woodland plot to the area. Uh-oh. The plot remains burnt woodland, but because of the heat, it cannot be built on. So there's 4 squares. Roll a d6 for each square. So I'm rolling 4 d6, and for each 6 we could spread this out a little bit bigger, is what it's saying. I'm going to add some fires to this little thing now. There, we got some little fires put in there, animated fires. So let's roll 4 d6 and see how much more burnt woodland we have. None. No 6s. Fire's not spreading. We are good. So let's get that put on our sheet, our land log. All right, there we got burnt wood. There's a little, we got the burnt woods added to our land log, and I put on there in the details that it's still on fire and there's no building. So there, got 0 build points. Let's put these away. Okay, let's come back out here. Oh, yes. We gotta make this note bigger so I can see it when it's zoomed out. Let's shift into round 2 of month 2. We got the last round of building our house. So let's open the house log, which should give us a house. With that house being completed, we can have 2 workers. And I think something I probably should have did a little bit sooner, since it takes so many rounds to build. Probably should have started another building. So let's put the cards away so you can actually see my screen again. There's several things I would like to get started. I mean, we could get a farm going, another house. Oh, it increases the rank. That's interesting. Or a blacksmith or workshops. Let's take a look at the farm and see how big that is. It is a size 12 and it requires 2 workers. So we needed to have the house completed before we could start building the farm. And I think something similar for like the blacksmith. We need to get a mine for the blacksmith, so we can't build that yet. I think most everything, I could have started another house because I could do as many houses as I want without workers. But let's see, fishery requires 2 workers, and we need a lake. We can't get a guild hall for a long time. So a lot of things require other things. Oh, we can do a quarry though. Not yet, we need 1 more worker, but we can get quarry. We do have a rocky area that we can put it in. So let's get going with a farm this round. Does a farm go on the regular plot of land? Ooh, the farm provides an income. When the farm is at full HP, it receives 2 gold pieces per turn. Nice. So yes, we're getting a farm started. Well, I should have started. We needed a house to make the farm. It's a bit rocky, but let's go ahead and put the farm out here in this area, which will require us to reduce land in the fields area. This is a no math morning. Brings the fields down to 288. There's granite out there, but that's fine. We're going to hold on to that. We can still put up a farm in the fields. It's going to cost us some monies. I think population, we're going to switch it like this. So we have a total population and currently in use population, which that's fine. We're going to use the 2 workers for the farm. We'll get it there. Farmer goes, I think that goes in the regular build log. Rank modifier, we have 10 to that. And it will have 2 to, oh, it's a full size 12. We need 12 whole rounds to get the farm up and going. Got the farm all filled in. Once it's fully built, we'll actually get our income from that. And our workers are allocated to it. Once it's complete, we can upgrade it and get more gold. Let's put that away. Put these away. We're going to put the farm on here. There, we got a little farmhouse to visit now. It needs to get built. Something I noticed is that we can make a well, and I want to know what that does. Doesn't require workers. Okay, we need a new well every 10 houses. Not bad. Not required quite yet. But that is round 2 of this month, and I think that would be all we can do for round 2. So let's move on to round 3. And foreseeing the issue of not having enough population to do anything, we're going to start building another house over here in the hills. Put all the houses in the hills, the farms in the farmland, and then we'll figure out something to do with shrubs and goat land and things later. So first we'll do an additional health to the farm, and then we will open the land log and knock off a few more points off of the hills so that we can put up another house. And then we open this one. Okay, we have house 2 added to our log. We got it started, and we have made progress on building the farm. And our land logs are all up to date. And so now I just gotta put an icon on the map. And let's change this house over as well, because that was the barn. We got rid of the barn. There's one house. And we got a second house. I think like the farm having its increase in to the land, I don't think that gets added until the farm is complete. Maybe. But I'm going to add it before I forget. The rank modifier. So in the field, we're going to have a +10, which will bring us up there. Moving on to round 4 of month 2. And we make progress on both of our construction sites. Point there. And a point there. For this round, we're going to expand out this way, past the construction. So let's check this spot. What we got is 2-3. Why is that cut off? 2-3 is a cave. It is a unique location, meaning it's just one spot. Let's see if it's owned by anybody. It is not. We get a cave. And +3. You step forward into the shadow of the looming cave mouth and feel a wave of fear wash over you. There is something about this place that fills you with doubt. You suspect there could be the presence of low magic. You can explore the cave, see places to explore section. If you do, in the entrance room you encounter a strange creature and you must defend yourself. Alright. Exploring the cave will be done on round 5. We can't explore the cave the same round. Explore a new plot or explore a discovered site. They're two different things. I feel like places to explore would be a different site. So we're exploring the plot this round, then we'll explore the cave next round. The base land of the plot is barren. Nothing can be built here because of the presence of low magic. So let's get a cave icon put on here and get prepared for another cave expedition. All right, there we got a cave put in there. Yes, I got the image of a cave from the internet, and then I just scribbled in terrain around it real quickly. I could probably clean that up and make it look better later. That will end round 4. Let's drift over for cave exploration. Now, for round 5, we're going to be going into the cave, but before we actually start our encounter with the cave, let's take care of our buildings. We got to add to our buildings, because if we forget, then we just lose out a round of building. So those are done. Now we can start our cave exploration. The mouth of the cave here, 3x3 with 3 exits, but we have the beldam here to fight. The beldam are mysterious outcasts who have been consumed by a source of low magic. Once dark enchanters, now they have become more animal and live in tree hollows and dark caves. For maneuvers, they have a bell bash and a clawed swing. Bell bash is a 2-2, which is not blocked by any of our stuff. And the clawed swing is a 5-1, which will be blocked by our leather breastplate, making that one a d6 -2. For interrupts, they have ringing barrier on primary 4s, 5s, and 6s, -2. Will be the savage glance and ferocious strike, which still makes ferocious strike the strongest hit at 2d6 +8. They have 30 hit points. They're level 4, and they have 2 shifts. And top round 1 our turn. We are starting off with an exact ferocious strike, meaning we can add our 4 shifts onto our attack, we do still lose the interrupt damage because it wasn't a 6/6 prime attack. So 2d6 plus 12. And we're setting on 21 points of damage. That brings him down to 9 health. Beldam's turn for round 1. And he's got a 2/5. Only 2 shifts though, he can't turn that 5 into a 2. And he's way too far away from my cloud swing. Top of round 2, our turn. And we have a 4/2 this time around. And we can use 2 shifts to change that 4 into a 2. And 1 shift to change that 2 into a 3. Create a twisting stab. 2d6 plus 7. 13 points of damage. That will bring him to 0 and dead. Very quick combat. I still haven't cleaned up my inventory. Maybe we'll go to town after this on round 6 and we'll sell some stuff off. We get an iron bell engraved with a Belda rune. What does it do? Okay, after doing much searching, I only found the Belda rune bell referenced here. It's not like an actual rune or anything, not in a rune table anyway. So I guess we'll just hold on to the bell in case we run into this person that's searching for it. Extremely packed wheat. It's okay. We'll just make things a little bit smaller. I didn't add to our area when we got stuff. We got to increase our area. I didn't put the cave on here. We claimed it. We're here. Okay. Let's put the Beldam away. Let's head this direction first. Let's step into this room. We have a 6x3 room, and it was a messy space. The floor is scattered with bracken and twigs. The walls are jagged, and your torch casts sharp shadows. You realize there is a dip in the ground hidden by the detritus, and something moves within. If you are level 1 to 3, it's a vanished. 4 to 7, a moaning Murino. And if you're level 8 to 10, a level 9 iron troll, which is what we got. If we survive, there is a table to roll on. The iron trolls are brutal, unforgiving, 8-foot tall humanoids, and a descendant outcast of the long folk. They live in underground caves and yet can be found above ground scavenging. For maneuvers, he's got a punch and a bear hug. The punch is a 1/5, which will begin being blocked by our great helm, but once our Shroud's Curse takes effect, it will be blocked by our leather breastplate. After Shroud's Curse, that will be a 2d6 plus 2. The bear hug is a 4/6, which will run the same way, starting off being blocked by our great helm, and then after Shroud's Curse will be blocked by our breastplate, and that after Shroud's Curse will be a 2d6 plus 4. For interrupts, he's got iron limbs on primary 1s, 2s, 3s, and 6s, a -4, which will affect our ferocious strike and twisting stab, and then the forearm block on secondary 4s and 5s, a -6. So that one will hit the ferocious strike, and it's a higher damage reduction, so the ferocious strike will be a 2d6 plus 2, and twisting stab will be 2d6 plus 3, leaving savage glance at full damage of 2d6 plus 7. He's got 90 health and 3 shifts, and 2 different bag tables to roll on. I think for starting off round 1, we're gonna roll some explosive marbles at him, which is a 2d6 plus 3. And for our attack roll, we had a 6/3, so we're suffering the iron limbs -4 on this attack from the explosive marbles, and they deal 6 points of damage. Use one of them. Put that sheet away. 6 points of damage. That would bring him to 84 health. And after the marble roll, we get to make a sword attack as well. We got a 5/6. We have 4 shifts. We can take that 6 and turn it into a 2 with the to create a Savage Glance. 2d6 plus 7. 16 points of damage. Bringing him down to 68 health. Iron Troll's turn for round 1. And he's got a 5/6 as well. He only needs to use 1 shift to change that 5 into a 4 to create a Bear Hug. And Shroud's Curse is in effect, so the Bear Hug is a 2d6 plus 4. 12 points of damage. That will bring us to 88 health, but we'll heal back 1 to 89 from our Moor's Aura rune. Top around to our turn. We can swing with a 6/1. We can use 1 shift to change that 6 into a 5 and 1 shift to change that 1 into a 2 to create another Savage Glance. 16 points of damage. Bringing him down to 52 health. Iron Troll's turn for round 2. And he's got a 2/6. And he can use 1 shift to change that 2 into a 1. And 1 shift to change that 6 into a 5. Actually, he would leave that 6 a 6 and take that 2 and turn it into a 4. Create a Bear Hug. It will do more damage. 9 points of damage. That'll bring us to 80 even, and our aura will bring us back to 81. Top around 3 our turn. We have a 3/4. We can use 2 shifts to change that 3 into a 5, and 2 shifts to change that 4 into a 2. Create another Savage Glance. That is a 5. 15 points of damage. Bringing him down to 37 health. Iron Troll's turn for round 3. The Iron Troll has an exact Bear Hug, although unlike us, he doesn't get to add anything to it. So it's just a 2d6 plus 4. 15 points of damage. Bringing us to 66 health, and we would heal back 1 to 67. Top around 4 our turn. And we have a 2/4 and 5 shifts now. We can use 3 shifts to change that 2 into a 5, and 2 shifts to change that 4 into a 2. Create a Savage Glance. Oh, well, I guess it's better to get double 1s on the damage roll than it is on the attack roll. 9 points of damage. Bringing him down to 28 health. Iron Troll's turn for round 4. And he's got a 3/6, and that only takes 1 shift to change that 3 into a 4. Create a Bear Hug. 13 points of damage. That'll bring us to 54 health, and we would heal back 1 to 55. Top around 5 our turn. We got a 5/5. Take 3 shifts to change that 5 into a 2 to create a Savage Glance. 14 points of damage. Bringing him down to 14 health. Iron Troll's turn for round 5. And he's got a 6/1. 5 shifts with a 6/1. He can't do anything with that. It would take 5 shifts to change a 6 into a 1 or a 1 into a 6. And that leaves him no shifts to change the other die. So Iron Troll gets nothing for round 5. Top round 6 our turn. And we got a 3/2. It'll take 2 shifts to change that 3 into a 5 or another Savage Glance. 13 points of damage. You know what? I keep forgetting about this, but I have Vortex Influx rune, which gives us an extra +6 on 1 single attack roll. That's this one. We're finishing them off right now. So we're at 13 points. That would bring us up to 19. Which will bring him to dead. Alright, let's see what we get here on our 2 bags. Bag 1 first. There is a length of rope in the sack, some dried pumpkin seeds, and a lockpick +2, 3 uses. Nice. I had rope before and it's a large item, and I haven't updated my sheet to show that I dumped anything off in the homestead. So I don't have any space for the large item. Just lugging wine around with me while I'm cave diving. It's alright. We'll leave it here. We will get the pumpkin seeds and the lockpick. Brings us up to 11 uses of the lockpick plus 2. Let's see bag number 2 here. That's a 7. At the bottom of the sack is a set of shackles, a metal box containing 2d6 plus 10 silver, and some malacca leaves. 15 silver pieces. I think we'll leave the shackles and the metal box behind as well, just because I feel like both of those are also heavy items. Not overly important at the moment. Let's put that away. And these away. And we will continue our exploration here with this next room. We step through the opening and find a dead-end corridor. 1 by 3. So we will move back to the mouth of the cave and continue this way. Alright, we will step through this into another corridor, and we pass through that into a small room. 2 by 3. This is a bloody nook. There is the corpse of a large Kaladear here. Maggots crawl across its rotting flesh. It doesn't stand to attack or anything. We have 2 exits. Let's head over to this exit and see what's over here. Okay, we are going to step into this and we find another dead-end corridor, leaving a empty space over here in our cave. So we step back into the fear room here and pass through the arch this way. We enter into a 5 by 5 room that I shoved into here with 2 exits, even though technically there shouldn't be an exit to the south because that's the same wall that we came in on. It's a cave, and caves are weird, and I felt like I can put one there. What we have is a sunken pool. The cave room here dips down and a small stream runs into it, creating a pool. There is some movement and you see a number of fish swimming around in the water. At the bottom of the pool is an object. You can wade in, becoming soaked. To recover the object, roll a d6 to see what it is. Is it a rock? A chest that we get to roll on the chest table, which will finally use our godly gift down here. A lump of Rovasian glass, or a chest with a dripping knife carved into it, inside of which would have gold. So let's see what it is. It is the last. A chest with a dripping knife carved into it. Inside is a 3d6 plus 30 gold pieces. So we don't get to use our chest table quite yet. 40 gold pieces. And that is a unique room, and we are soaked. Let's get that up here. Now, after 8 rooms of being soaked, we'll start to take pneumonia damage. There isn't enough space in this cave to make 8 more rooms, but we're going to not worry about that at the moment. We are going to see what's in this corner. Well, this was an adventure in corridor design. First passage we come into is a short 3x1 corridor with 1 exit. We pass through that and we enter into a longer 5x1 corridor. We come down to here and we check this way and we come into what was supposed to be a dead end corridor, but it kind of came close to that one, so we connected it up. So we continue down this way and we enter into the final room. Now, I didn't decorate the final room. It was a 6x6 space for our final room. This is the lair of a creature. And the first thing we do is state in which we find it in. That was a bolt of energy erupts from the creature, causing you 1d6 damage plus 1 per player level. 11 points of damage. And we gotta bring our creature in. The creature we have is an undertroll from the creature in the lair table. And then after we're victorious, we will have a large ornate chest. And so we take our 11 points of damage, bringing us to 44 health. The undertroll. When the dungeon was being made, a number of ancient undertrolls were discovered and trapped. Later, these angry creatures escaped into the lower levels and now hunt for fresh meat. For maneuvers, he got Mighty Fist and Rock Throw. Mighty Fist is a 2/2, which is not blocked by anything. And the Rock Throw is a 6/5, which will be blocked by our breastplate. We don't want the rock to be thrown at us, because even though it doesn't hurt us because of our breastplate, it's still gonna break our wine. We've been carrying around this wine. For interrupts, we have Tough Skin on secondary 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 6s, which is all of our maneuvers, -1. He's got 40 health and 2 shifts and 2 bags. He's a level 4. Top around 1 our turn, I think we're going to give him the old explosive marble effect. The secondary 5, he is not interrupted either. It's 2d6 plus 3. That's going to deal 13 points of damage. First, we're going to remove one of our marbles. Bringing him to 27 health, and then we are going to swing at him with our sword. And we got a 3/3 with 4 shifts. We can use 3 of them to change that 3 into a 6, and 1 to change the other 3 into a 4. Create a ferocious strike. 2d6 plus 9. 18 points of damage. Bringing him down to 9 health. Undertroll's turn for round 1. He's got a 2/6. Only 2 shifts. He needs a lot of shifts to do anything. So he has nothing to do this round. Top round 2, our turn. We got a 5/5. It takes 1 shift to change that 5 into a 6, and 1 shift to change that 5 into a 4 to create a ferocious strike. 16 points of damage. And that will bring him to dead. We got our 2 bag tables again. First one is 12. We got a +3 on that. So wrapped in some cloth at the bottom of the bag is 2d6 plus 40 gold pieces, 2 throwing darts, and a piece of armor. Roll on the armor table. The armor is going to be heavy, so we're just going to leave it behind anyway. Let's just get our gold pieces. 48 gold pieces. We'll take our darts though too. And then bag 2 is also a +3. 11. The caught up in a length of material is a silver necklace worth 3d6 plus 10 gold pieces, set with d6 plus 1 medium quality garnets. That would be 5 garnets. Let's get our sheet back out here. And the treasure we already have some medium quality garnets, so we're going to add up to 6 of them. And then the necklace is worth 23 gold pieces. Let's put the undertroll away. And let's check this chest. You open it slowly and find a selection of objects. Roll once on some tables. Let's find out what these tables are. Be a scroll table and a potion table. The red die will be the scroll, and the black one will be the potions. we have a scroll of steady hand and a potion of extra healing. Extra healing gives us 30 health if we drink it. And I know we're pretty hurt, but we are leaving the cave and not having combat next round because we're going to town. So we'll save that. The scroll of steady hand, you sense your movement as if magnified, allowing you to steady yourself. Gives a +1 precision for the next dungeon level. There's 13 gold pieces, so we're probably going to just sell that. Let's put that away and all of this stuff. We also find a purse. Roll a d6. With a 2, we got a Hakul bead. Yes, I put our sheet away too soon. We will keep that. Alright, now we can put that away. That brings us to the end of our cave. We can head back out to the surface world. That will end round 5. Let's stop back into the house. And now we go to round 6. We get a point towards our farm. And a point towards our house. And then for this round, we are going to town so we can sell a bunch of stuff off in just a moment. I think I'm probably going to do that off camera. I want to make a homestead inventory, like a loot lockup. And I think that's where I'm going to put in the positive and negative wellness factors. I'll have just one solid sheet that has positive, negative wellness for the homestead, and also have a loot lockup section there so I can clean out my inventory. We're going to spend round 6 of month 2 in town. As far as selling everything off, I'm going to do that off camera and things, but we can do the end of round type things real quick though. Alright, so for finishing turn, this will be done technically after we get back from town. We collect our income, which we don't have any yet because our farm's not finished. We pay taxes, as you do. Our taxes are up to... Now, I don't really know if that +10 modifier is supposed to be there yet for the farm, but we're going to run with it. It brings our taxes to 63 silver pieces. So that is done. We gain our health back at the end of the round. We check the wellness again, so the houses and manors, they can potentially get unrest to a few points. It doesn't include the limit box that separates the house's HP from the rest. So let's look at a house. So the house would be 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 would be our unrest points boxes. Alright, so our wellness is currently at 0 because I haven't done anything to change that. When your realm wellness is -4 or below, +1 unrest to one house or manor at the end of a turn. Continue to do this until your realm wellness goes up again. When it is 4 or above, then -1 unrest from one house or manor. Continue doing this until you have no unrest. If all your houses are vacated due to low realm wellness, one building is burnt down at the end of the turn as circumstances escalate out of control. Our wellness is good. Wellness modifiers, positive modifiers, are represented by decor or improvements. They are written in the positive column in the realm wellness section. They will consist of a few words in the encounter text such as decor, wall hangings, or improvement road signs. Negative modifiers are represented by eyesores and atrophy. They are written in the negative column in the realm wellness section. They will consist of a few words in the encounter text such as eyesore, ugly stalks, or atrophy sinking bog. Whether positive or negative, the modifier is always 1, so the improved road sign would be +1 to the realm wellness, while the stinking bog would be -1. Modifiers only affect your realm if they are on land you own. temporary wellness. Events can give you temporary wellness. All that good stuff. Inventive usage for wellness. So undefeated creatures count towards a trophy. Negative wellness. So like our cave, had we gone into the cave and decided to run away from one of those trolls, we would have undefeated creatures on our land. So we would have suffered because of that. So we're going to keep on clearing land as we find it. If the cave had been capable of being built on, if it wasn't for the low magic kind of thing, we would have not been able to build on it had we not cleared the cave first. Our wellness is 0. We're not really having any problems with anything there. So the thing left is the monthly event. We have a 3-4. With the 3-4 is a cool breeze event. A slow wind that smells of dust and honey blows across your quiet realm. You believe it has come up from the Resin Valley. Nothing stirs in your realm. Good, the realm isn't ready for anything to stir. Too new. Alright. We don't have a yearly event yet. I didn't really get any replies back on my little poll I made, so we're just going to go and read through a little bit of the gods in Kaladear, and maybe we'll throw another poll up for next week. There is one god on the surface that is acknowledged by the population, which is the god Kaladear, the creator. You can gain favor points for Kaladear in the same way you do with the subterranean gods by making particular sacrifices. See the Kaladear god card, which we have open. Calling for favor is done in the same way, and you might find other ways to gain favor points as you explore. You can also build a temple and monument to Kaladear in your realm, which gives you a permanent point for both. There is also the Great Order that consists of friars, vicars, and curates who worship Kaladear, often with abstinence and extreme forms of deprivation, although many have become broken by this demanding pursuit. The subterranean gods have some influence on the surface as their followers sometimes emerge here, or there are those who have ventured underground and still carry favor with them. It is seen as improper to build temples to them, but there are universal temples, such as the one in your town, where you can worship them in peace. They are considered neutral by some and despised by others, and it is often viewed that the corruption comes from how the favor of the gods is used. Let's finish off this page while we're here. Low magic. There is a form of magic that is commonly known as low magic and is viewed as debased and sinister by the normal folk of Corridine. Kaladear despises the presence of low magic and will sense it upon an adventurer if they should partake in using it. It occasionally creeps to the surface, residuals of dark magic lingering on corpses of monsters who have emerged from below, contaminating objects that people then take up. Sometimes those who return from the dungeons, unbeknownst to themselves, also bring back cursed items or treasure, and the power of the gods from below can seep into dark hollows or tar pits on open ground. A few who encounter these, occasionally townsfolk out foraging in the forest or children playing in the fields, become poisoned. They begin to practice the dark arts and cannot explain their compulsions. Over time, they show signs of their corruption, are cast out, and often retreat into the underworld, or find a place of sanctuary away from prying eyes where they can continue with their newfound addiction. The magic they practice is weak and often involves imbuing strangely crafted objects with curses or wards, carving or weaving into them symbols with a dark purpose. The corruption portion goes on for quite a ways, so we'll save the corruption of low magic for the next video, unless people would like something else. We will come back here next week and continue on with month 3. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you for staying till the end. I will see you again very soon. Have a good night, good weekend. Bye for now.